Hello everybody, welcome to Yagya VM. In today's video, we will see what are the kinds of majority required in Indian polity. So in our parliament here, we can see the image of Lok Sabha with a green carpet and the image of Rajya Sabha with a red carpet. Whenever a bill is passed or a resolution is passed, there are different kind of majority that is required. Now what is majority? For a bill to be passed, some members of the house, maybe Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha or maybe both, need to vote here. So it depends on various types of cases as to what amount of majority will be required. For example, for a simple resolution, by the Lok Sabha, simple majority is used. For example, for the vote of no confidence, absolute majority is used. Similarly, for impeachment, we require two-third majority. So what is all this? What is the difference between all of these? In a very short video, we'll be able to remember what are the kinds of majority used in the Indian polity. So we can divide the types of majority into simple majority and the special majority. Simple majority is the simplest kind of majority where from the total number of people present and voting divided by 2 plus 1. This majority is called as simple majority. Okay. So let us say, for example, if there is a session in which there may be 300 members, but none of them try to vote except 3 people. And from these 3 people, let us say 2 are voting in positive and 1 is voting against the resolution. In that case, the bill will be passed. There will be no other minimum criteria. This is called as simple majority. Next is special majority. Special majority is classified into 5 kinds depending on the type of case that we are dealing with. So the first one is impeachment case, then absolute majority, constitutional amendment under Article 368, Article 249 and Article 312, similarly effective majority. In each of these 5 cases, different kind of special majority will be required. Let us find how. So in the background, let us do some calculations in order to find out what kind of majority will be required in each case. As we know, the total membership of Lok Sabha is 545. Let us say 45 seats are remaining vacant, maybe due to death or disability, or maybe some of the candidates are contesting from multiple seats, for example Rahul Gandhi. Also, for several other reasons, let us say 45 seats are remaining vacant. So what is the present membership now? It is only 500, right or not? This thing is also called as the remaining membership or the then membership. Similarly, let us say there is a session in that 400 members are joining, and while voting, only 300 members are voting. Rest 100 decide to leave the session or to not vote. So here we will basically use these two figures. That is, the then membership will be used in some of the majority and present and voting will be used in some of the majority. Apart from that, total membership will also be used. So these 3 numbers are very important. Now we will go for the calculation. But before that, a very basic concept. What is a quorum? Quorum is the minimum number of members required to hold a session. Like for example, in Lok Sabha, we have 545 members. So that means 1/10 of the members, that is at least 55 members of Lok Sabha should be present in order to begin a session. Similarly, in the Rajya Sabha, that is the upper house of our parliament, 25 is the size of the quorum. So that means this much minimum number of members are required to be present for holding a particular session. I hope the things are being clear here. Now, first case, that is the simplest of the all, simple majority. So what is simple majority? The total number of people that are present and voting divided by 2 plus 1. So let us say a session is going on in Lok Sabha or a session is going on in Rajya Sabha. Even if 3 people are voting and out of that, if the majority is 2 in the positive, then also the case will be passed. This is nothing but simple majority. And what is the number required? Total present and voting divided by 2 plus 1. So in this case, we have present and voting as 300. So 300 divided by 2 is 150 plus 1 is 151. So at least 151 votes are needed to be there. This passing of bill is generally done in the case of constitutional amendment where the center has maximum power. For example, for alteration of the name of states, for alteration of the state boundaries, and many such other important constitutional amendments where the center should exercise maximum power. In that case, by simple majority also the constitution can be amended. Now let us discuss about the special majority, in which the first case is Article 249 and Article 312. Firstly, both these articles are related to Rajya Sabha's legislation. Under Article 249, Rajya Sabha can grant the Parliament the power to make a law in any of the state subject for a period of 1 year. So let us say there is a state subject which is of urgent importance. Currently it requires legislation from the center. In that case, Rajya Sabha can grant this particular power to Parliament for a period of 1 year, and that can be done under Article 249, in which case 2/3 of the people present and voting will be required. So this is a case of special majority only. Similarly, under Article 312, for creation and abolition of All India services, also by 2/3 of the present and voting majority, it can be passed. Now, you would be wondering that All India services, how does Rajya Sabha get a power to legislate for the creation or abolition of All India services? Basically, all the bureaucrats of the country, that is the Indian administrative officers, they are appointed by the center, that's true, but they serve in the state. So in this administration, Rajya Sabha has a bigger mandate. So under Article 312, that is creation and abolition of All India services, as well as under Article 249, where Rajya Sabha can grant power to the Parliament for law making in any of the stateless subjects for 1 year, and these two can be done by 2/3 voting, 2/3 of the people present and voting. Okay, so similarly, now we will consider the example. So total present and voting were how much? 300 people, right? So 2/3 will be how much? 200. Let us remember one thing here, that +1 is not coming. If you remember here, that +1 is not coming. Okay, just 2/3 is enough. Why? Because 2/3 is already a majority vote. Understanding, it is 67% of the vote, but in case of simple majority, it was 50%. So in that case, we required +1. For example, if there are 10 people and 5 are there, then obviously we require +1. Okay, but in case of special majority, as we know already 67% of the votes is at one side, so we do not require this +1 thing. Okay, so very important yet basic things that we have to know here. This is the picture of Rajya Sabha again that I am saying here. The second case is of effective majority. So in 4 different cases, effective majority is required. What are those 4 different cases? First of all, here we are discussing about the removal of the speaker, that means the chairman of Lok Sabha, the deputy speaker, the deputy chairman of Rajya Sabha, and the chairman of Rajya Sabha, who is the vice president. As we know, vice president is the ex officio chairman of the Rajya Sabha, but he is elected both from the Rajya Sabha as well as the Lok Sabha. So during his removal also, Lok Sabha should have some mandate, right or not? So here in the removal of chairman of Rajya Sabha, it should be passed by effective majority in Rajya Sabha, plus it should also be ratified by the Lok Sabha using a simple majority. Okay, but in case of speaker, deputy speaker and deputy chairman of Rajya Sabha, only effective majority will be sufficient. While in the case of Rajya Sabha chairman, that is vice president removal, effective majority in Rajya Sabha plus ratification by simple majority in Lok Sabha will be required. So we will take, so let us come back to the example now. So what will be the number here? So total membership is how much? 500. Total then membership. Whenever we talk about effective membership, this thing comes, total then membership. Now what is the then membership? The then membership was 500. That is after the elimination of 45 seats. That is the seats which remained vacant. So 500 was the then membership, divided by 2 plus 1, which is nothing but 251. Similarly, Article 61, it is the third case. It discusses about the impeachment. Now, in the Constitution of India, if there is one post which can be impeached, it is the President of India, nobody else. Okay? Please be very clear about it. Only President of India can be impeached, and that is discussed under Article 61. Now, regarding how the President gets impeached, how the President gets elected, we will discuss in some other video. But now let us discuss what is the kind of majority required in the case of this process. So, for the impeachment of the President, 2/3 of the total members of both the houses separately will be required. That means what? Both the houses, that means Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. So Lok Sabha has total of 545 members, as we know. Similarly, Rajya Sabha has 245 members. So 2/3 of 545 and 2/3 of 245 separately should be passed. Only then impeachment can be taken forward. Okay. So 2/3 of 545 from Lok Sabha, 2/3 of Rajya Sabha separately should be passed. And what is this kind of membership? This is nothing but special membership, special majority only. 2/3 of total membership of House, that is 545. Okay. In case of Lok Sabha, minimum 364 votes will be required. Similarly, for Rajya Sabha also you can calculate. Next up is absolute majority. So what is absolute majority? Now let us see. Absolute majority will be required only in two cases. The first one is no confidence motion. Second is the motion of thanks. So when election takes place, the elected party, the ruling party, is asked to form the government. But before that, there is the first session of parliament which is addressed by the president. There is a motion of thanks. That means what? Again the voting is done and the ruling party should get a mandate over here. If it does not get the mandate, then the government cannot be formed. Apart from that, the president also elects the pro tem speaker in this particular session. Now, who is the pro tem speaker? Generally, the senior most member of the parliament. For example, if you remember, in the case of Constituent Assembly, first we made Dr. Sachidanand Sinha as our president for 2 days, and after that we made Dr. Rajendra Prasad as our president. So that was being followed from the French constitution. Okay, according to the French constitution, generally the senior most member should become the speaker. So coming back to the topic, motion of thanks is passed over there, which uses absolute majority. Then no confidence motion. That means what? If at a point of time the ruling party fails to get mandate or support from the entire members of the parliament, in that case a no confidence motion can be passed, in which case the government will have to resign. Okay, so in both the cases the majority that is exercised here is absolute majority. Numerically it is total members, that is 545 divided by 2 plus 1. So the majority that will be required here, the absolute majority that will be required here is, the absolute majority required here will be 274. I hope the point is becoming clear to you. Next is constitutional amendment under Article 368. So basically from time to time we also require to amend the constitution pertaining to the new regards of present generation, pertaining to the technological demands, pertaining to the situational changes. We have to make constitutional amendment again and again. So Article 368 provides for a special kind of amendment, in which case the amendment can become a bit tough. Why it is a bit tough? Because it has to be passed by the Lok Sabha as well as the Rajya Sabha, and in some cases it also has to be ratified by 50% of the states. So we can divide it into two types: special majority case 1 and special majority case 2, where ratification of state is also required. Now in case 1, 2/3 majority of the members of each house present and voting will be required. That means what? In Lok Sabha, the total number of members present and voting, out of that 2/3 will be required. Similarly, in Rajya Sabha, the total number of members present and voting, out of that 2/3 membership has to be there, 2/3 voting has to be there. Only in that case the constitution can be amended, otherwise the bill will stand to be dead. Okay, so only this criteria, is it sufficient? No, it is not sufficient. Apart from that, there should also be absolute membership in this one. Okay, or absolute majority in this one. What is absolute majority? Greater than 50% of the total membership of each house. I hope you would have understood the special majority case 1. Now let's understand case 2. Now it will be very easy. 2/3 majority from each of the members of the houses present and voting. Apart from that, majority from greater than 50% of total membership of each house, that is Lok Sabha should pass it separately, Rajya Sabha should pass it. That means the absolute majority plus the special majority, these two should be satisfied. Apart from that, ratification by half of the total states is also required. Let us say there is some kind of situation which is of state concern. In that case, ratification by half of the state is also required. So numerically, what should that be? Special majority, under special majority, 2/3 of the present and voting. Now total membership by 2, this is we are calculating the absolute majority. Total membership 545 divided by 2 plus 1, that is 273. So although so this is the amount of vote that is minimum to minimum required in case the constitution amendment has to be done. Okay, so In case of constitutional amendment under Article 368, absolute majority as well as special majority both are required. Now whichever is greater will make the upper cap. Now to sum it up, there are two kinds of majority: simple majority, special majority. Simple majority is total present and voting divided by 2 plus 1. Okay. This is the simplest kind of majority. Second one is special majority. Special majority can be classified further into 5 types. First one is impeachment of president, in which case 2/3 of the total membership of the house, that means of 545 and 245 of Rajya Sabha and 545 of Lok Sabha. So 2/3 of the total membership of the house should vote for it separately. Second one is in absolute majority. So here half of the total members plus 1 vote should be there. Similarly, in absolute majority, which two cases are there? Either no confidence motion or the motion of thanks. Third one is constitutional amendment under Article 368. See, this is very similar to the impeachment process or not. The only difference is that, see, 2/3 of the total membership of the house is required in the case of an impeachment, whereas in constitutional amendment, 2/3 majority of each house present and voting will be required plus the absolute majority. Okay, only in that case constitutional amendment can be done. Next up, Article 249, Article 312, which discusses about the powers of the Rajya Sabha, and here 2/3 of present and voting will be required. Then effective majority. Effective majority is what? Half of the then membership plus 1. Then membership means what? Apart from the seats that have remained vacant, the rest number of seat, that is the then membership, the current membership. So that divided by 2 plus 1. If this much majority is there, then by effective majority a lot of legislation can be done. For example, here the removal of speaker, deputy speaker, chairman, deputy chairman of Rajya Sabha was discussed. So I think the video is pretty clear to you. You would have understood about the types of majority. So do share this video with your friends, subscribe to this channel, like the videos, and thank you very much for watching. Friends, my name is Yagyasani Patra. I teach on Unacademy Live. This is my referral code Yagya Live, YAGYALIVE. If you use my referral code, then you will get another 10% discount on your Unacademy Plus subscription. This is the Telegram link t.me/unacademyopsc. If you join this particular channel, you will get free study materials. Apart from that, you will get video updates about my next videos. For Civil Services 2021, Odisha Foundation course has been launched. So Nirman Foundation course, jaha ki 25th May start hai jaiche. In that, we are preparing students for Odisha Civil Services 2021. I am teaching science, tech and current affair in this particular course. So what are all my courses on Unacademy? First of all, Polity from M. Lakshmikant part 1 has been already completed. So you can watch the recordings, and my upcoming course Polity from M. Lakshmikant part 2 will just be started in June. So if you want to learn polity from me, you can join me on Unacademy. Then complete science and technology for OPSC and other government job examinations. Third, current affairs. So weekly current affairs also I am covering on Unacademy platform. This is my referral code YAGYA9, and alternatively you can also use my referral code Yagya Live, YAGYALIVE, for getting additional 10% discount. So आपण a referral code को भी use करी परिबे, and you can also use this referral code to get an additional 10% discount. These are my courses, so if you want to learn from me, you can join me on Unacademy Plus platform. So basically, what are the upcoming courses on Unacademy? First of all, there is a Garud course. In this Garud course for CPSC mains, that is the police services mains, grammar, that is Odia grammar, reasoning and general awareness are being taught by 3 great educators. Next up, Laksha OHC ASO course, in which for ASO aspirants, this particular course, it is a comprehensive course and it has started. The payment pattern is for 6 months it is 5,600, for 12 months it is 7,000 rupees, for 24 months it is 8,400 rupees. So as we know friends, when we prepare for this government job examination, we do not go for one government examination, we appear for many. Similarly, the preparation time is also not limited. We have to keep giving the examination. So according to me, the ideal plan is for 2 years or 1 year, in which not only one government examination like OPSC, but many government examination like OPSC, ASO, CPSC, Police SI, OMC, all kind of government examinations conducted by the government of Odisha will be given due importance, and individual courses will be launched for them. So you will get training not only for one exam but for many, okay, under the single platform of Unacademy. In this fee structure, you will get additional 10% if you use my referral code YAGYA9, YAGYA9, or if you use my referral code YAGYA Live, YAGYA okay, to get additional 10% discount. Apart from that, there is no cost EMI option available for 6 months, 12 months and 24 months on your subscription. Finally, optimism is the faith that leads to achievement. Thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day and let's crack it.